Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox back for another episode of the award-winning Texas Hill Country Artist Podcast with two of the award winners, Deanna Eixman, Elaine Capers. Ladies, first of all, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. So glad to be here. And congratulations on the award.
Yes.
You guys are both part of the Magnificent Seven, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to save that for another episode, but we are here to talk about Hunt Art Fair.
Yes.
I met you, Deanna, at the Hunt Art Fair. So I'm going to start with you. Tell us, what is the Hunt Art?
Okay. Yeah. So the Hunt Art Fair started off with a bunch of artists from the Hunt area getting together and wanting to show what we did. So we started off at the little pavilion there in Hunt. We kind of outgrew that and moved over to Bridget's Basket. And we have gone from being called the Hunt Artists to the Hill Country Artists Art Fair. And so we'll be having it at Bridget's here real soon, actually in June.
June when?
June 28th, 29th from 10 to 4, both days. Yeah, it's coming up.
It's not July 4th.
No, it's June.
June.
I think they tried to get this timed when camps were ending, sessions at some of the camps. And that way parents would be in town picking up their kids and wanting to make purchases of their memories of the hill country.
Deanna, I remember meeting you at the first one. My wife and I had lived here for about 3 months at that time, and we didn't realize there was a hunt art community. So tell us a little bit about that as opposed to the Kerrville art community.
I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, we've kind of mixed and mingled over the years just because there's much more support. But there are quite a few artists that live out in Hunt that get together and just share ideals and spend time. But I'm really pretty sure we've kind of commingled together a whole lot since I've met you. It's a great group of people out there, very diverse group, a lot of different kinds of art, but the knowledge is so deep and we love sharing with each other.
So Elaine, were you at that first Hunt Art Fair?
This will be my first one this year, but I have been a customer since the first one and enjoyed meeting so many of the artists and taking home a few pieces. And I was really excited to be invited this year to be a part of it.
Then, Deanna, tell us a little bit about the difference in the physical location, because it really is different at Bridget's Basket. So maybe tell our audience a little bit about what Bridget's Basket is, and then how you are able to really utilize a very unique space in this part of the hill country.
Yeah, Bridget's Basket is a great place to go eat or have a glass of wine or listen to music. She has done a fabulous job out there with making it a very comfortable space. She has indoor, outdoor dining out there, has incredible food, and has a little market too for fresh produce. And what she has done is she's opened up the opportunity for us to bring our tents and wares and set up with our tents or whatever we might have to display our art. And she has been kind enough and gracious enough to give us that opportunity that weekend to spend 2 days out there with all her customers. She will have a lot of people come in and out of that area simply because it is such a unique place to visit. And it's a great place to stop along the way as you're heading into Hunt more to where all the Hunt camps and everything are. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So we have a lot of visitors that come through, a lot of repeat customers from the years before when we've had camp. Like I said, this is our 3rd year. And last year there was several people who came through that remembered seeing us the year before. I think it's probably easier to spot along the way. And they do such a good job of marketing. Bridges also offered the opportunity to get the information out to her customers, as well as we'll be on the radio and several different things like that to let people know about us.
Elaine, tell us a little bit about what you are plan to show at this year's art fair. Is it sort of the Elaine collection? Have you done something special? Do you have a theme? Is it to introduce people to you, Elaine Capers, the artist? All of the above, none of the above, or even something else?
All of the above. I primarily paint West Texas because that's where my heart is. But the hill country offers so much diverse subject matter that you can do dry creek beds, as we've had for several years now, or with that wonderful rain last night, we can find creeks that are running right now and little waterfalls and things to paint. But primarily mine will be Big Bend, Davis Mountain, subject matter. But I can always tell when it's time for me to go to the coast or to go seek out Colorado or New Mexico mountains, because I'll start gravitating toward that subject matter, and I'll need to paint the coast or I'll need to paint Colorado mountains. So there'll be a little bit of all of that in with mine.
So you're going to have to explain to me and to our audience why we do not live in West Texas in Kerrville. And what do you mean when you say West Texas?
West Texas, to all of us who are from West Texas, starts about Big Spring on I-20 and works its way over to the corner where Roswell is and Carlsbad in New Mexico, out to El Paso, and then down into the Big Bend along the Rio Grande. And Del Rio is cutting edge before you get into South Texas. And then back up to Ozona and Sonora, maybe Junction a little bit. That's West Texas. And I know people from Lubbock say they're from West Texas. No, they're Panhandle. We all know that. But the difference in living in the hill country and living in West Texas primarily is humidity and rainfall. It's a good year where I grew up in Fort Stockton and then in Pecos. A good year of rain is maybe 12 inches all year long. And when I moved to the hill country before the drought, you were getting 24, 28 inches of rain a year. And that was just amazing to me. And the temperature, as they say, it's a dry heat in West Texas. It is a dry heat, but when you have summers with 110, 115 degrees, and if there's not a breeze, that's just as hot as if there was humidity somewhere else. But we learn to live with it. We find the beauty in it. People that drive through West Texas think it's just flat and boring and dirt. But you get one little rainfall and the very next day there's wildflowers popping up everywhere. And it has its own beauty. And it's rugged, it's desolate, but it's
Deanna, what about you in terms of this year's art fair? Are you going to have a theme? You're going to do what you've done, try something new, all of the above, none of the above?
Because we have in September the Magnificent Seven, that's where I'm going to have some new things. So I'll have a lot more of the same with my animals and landscapes and skies. You'll see that a lot at the Hunt Club. I have a lot more small animal pictures that I've done just because they've been fun and I can do some really cute expressions on the animals with that. But yeah, I'm just doing a lot more of that and some wildlife, some flowers. I usually have not been much of a flower person, but I've been doing more bluebonnets and things like that just because the season this year was so gorgeous. It was very inspiring.
So we moved from Oak Creek Road to Tierra Linda in November.
Okay.
And so it was our first winter over in Tierra Linda. And one thing that struck me was how different the topography is.
Oh, yes.
And as we moved we had a fairly temperate winter, except for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So as we moved into February and even into March, we're starting to get a lot of green. But the thing that struck me, particularly when you drive from Tierra Linda to Fredericksburg, is the different shades of green.
Oh, I know.
And Dawn from the Magnificent Seven, I was telling her that, and it's what you're looking at like an artist.
Yeah,
Yes, I love it.
exactly.
And
You
so,
hang around us long enough, you'll start seeing things differently.
so even as I'm looking at over your shoulders here in our studio, I see half a dozen shades of green behind you. And that's all this really is leading to a question, which was we had anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of rain over the past day or two. What is that going to do in terms of the growth and the explosion of colors we're going to see on the roadside and in our backyards, on the road to Fredericksburg, on the road to Harper, wherever it may be?
I think you'll see a lot more intensity in the colors of the greens and the yellows coming out. When we don't get a lot of rain, you end up having a lot more browns and a lot more duller colors that you're working with. But when you get that rain, you get the vibrancy that comes out of the colors and the
Washes all the old pollen and dust off. And you're right, the vibrancy will just be amazing.
If could you tell us maybe some of the other artists who you might know are coming to this year?
Yeah, so Nancy Hoffman will be there, Laura Williams will be there, Janet Renwald, Janelle Lindley, yeah. Jeremy Cerna may be coming in. He's a friend of mine that does some beautiful watercolors. I'm trying to think who else.
Those are the only
We
ones
have a Texas artist that's coming up from the area, Houston area, hopefully, and he is a beautiful woodworker.
He
So
was there last year.
he was there last year. So we're hoping he comes again. So he takes he finds pieces of wood and makes new things out of them. It's beautiful.
Right.
I don't know. Do we have any photographers out there? We should have a ceramist out there, but
I don't know who though.
I would think we're waiting to hear whether it's accepted or not.
And if we
So-
don't have any photographers, we need to, because there are some amazing photographers in the hill country. And
Yeah, so we are trying to stick to fine art, and so
Right.
it's not a craft show, it's a fine art show. I don't know. We're still waiting for some answers from a few people that we've reached out to. I'm hoping that Susan Johnson says yes. She does a unique blend of torn paper and painting and even sewing on her canvases.
Right.
Geez, that's all I can think of right this moment.
If an artist happens to hear this podcast, how would they make an inquiry about perhaps exhibiting?
They could contact any of us, and it would be Laura Williams who's doing take in and lining everything out. Laura and Nancy.
Nancy.
Yes. And so, but if they,
The end.
all right.
Yeah, I will. In terms of, you said 2 days, the weekend of the 26th, 27th,
It's actually 28th and 29th.
28th, 29th.
Mhm.
Okay.
Friday and a Saturday.
Friday and a Saturday. Do you know if Bridget's Basket will be serving food?
Oh, yes. That's one of the reasons we're having it there is because she has magnificent food. So, yes, come out, come eat, listen to music, enjoy our art, and check out her place. She's got a beautiful place out there. There's so much to take in. And it's just a great time to sit out on the patio and enjoy the nature and the surroundings of the beautiful hill country while looking at beautiful art. Getting to know some of us. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah. Last year she had grapevines that were growing
Oh, yeah.
sort
she
of
had-
out where the cars park.
Right.
And they were loaded with grapes.
Yeah,
at the time. It's just very interesting place to see all that she has going on out there.
There's a lot of flowers and everything that she grows. She grows a lot of produce out
Yeah.
that way. So it's
She
fun.
does. She does organic produce. She has very good coffee.
Yes, unique food.
Unique food.
Her menu changes all the time. But
Right.
it's always yummy.
Indeed, it is. Is there a Facebook page or some other page
There
about the
is.
Hunt Art Fair?
There is a Facebook page and it's called the Hill Country Artist. And so I think that should be changed by now. It was the Hunt Artist, but it's Hill Country Artist that you can find on Facebook.
Okay. Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with either of you guys to find out more, could they go maybe to your website, or we'll start with you, Deanna?
Yes, mine is DeannaEixman.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, just about anyway. So feel free to find me. My phone number's on both of those, on all three of those media. And
What's your handle on Instagram?
Facebook,
Deanna
Deanna
Eixman.
Eixman Art. Mhm.
And Elaine.
I don't have a website, but they can find me on Facebook, Elaine Capers, or Art by Elaine on Facebook.
Okay.
And leave a note there and I'll respond right away.
So anything I haven't asked you that you wanted to talk about in terms of the upcoming art fair?
I'm just really excited about being a newbie this year,
Yeah.
seeing how it goes.
Well, I think we're all really excited simply because we're expanding past the Hunt group and we're moving out and inviting other people in and just kind of enlarging our circle, so to speak, of artists. I think it'll be a great group of artists out there. I think you're going to see beautiful artwork. And I want to invite everybody to come out and get to know us. So,
One thing that struck me last year was that this event really has become one of the anchor events for artists to exhibit in the Hill Country
Right.
annually. And I really thought the first one was on the 4th, or the weekend of the 4th.
it probably was. Like Elaine said, we were just trying to get a larger range of marketing to those that come in and out for camps, for the closure and opening of camps. It seemed like the July 4th weekend that we did it, and originally we had spurts of people coming in because so many people were out enjoying the river and the fireworks. So it probably wasn't the best weekend for us, and we learned that through the first one. So we've just kind of moved it and coordinated when camps, because it seems like there's a lot of families here that know families. So it's a big family outing weekend, basically.
But as we go through the calendar year, I think people are beginning to think about you guys at sort of this time of the year.
Yes.
I love
for
that.
event.
That's
Yeah.
what we want. That's a good thing. Yeah.
That's quite humbling
Yeah.
that folks think of us. And there are several places in this area that we are able to show our work. So many of the restaurants and eateries have invited hill country artists to show. The Copper Pot is in Ingram,
Right.
Grape
has
juice.
grape juice,
Yep. The
and
Cultural Arts Center downtown
Yes,
is a great
and-
place to see things. Even the
yes.
Kerrville Winery.
yes,
Yeah, there's several places that embraces Pint and Plow.
yes,
So,
yeah.
yes.
Well, ladies, I wanted to thank you all for coming down and taking the time to come down and visit with me. I'm greatly looking forward to this year's event.
We are too. We're
Yeah.
excited about it and hope to see a lot of folks out there.
I look
It'll be
forward to
fun.
seeing you out there too.
Absolutely. Always.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.